Hello music fans. I recently made a video where I talked about my favorite YouTube channels for progressive rock music discovery, and I mentioned that maybe I'd make another similar video for channels that I use for metal discovery. So while the channels that I mentioned in my previous video that if I remember I might link to in this video, but probably I won't because I'm too lazy. Well, those channels bring me to music that makes me think and is kind of experimental and time signature changes and kind of intricate composition. These are the channels that I go to when I'm looking for music to headbang to, heavy, extreme, kind of brutal metal music, or even just some more catchy, traditional, heavy metal music. Some of these channels also talk about progressive metal and some talk about prog rock too, but these are more metal focused, whereas my other video is more prog focused. And now with that caveat and explanation out of the way, let's jump into my top 10. I'm going to talk about them in order from the smallest following to the biggest following. So these aren't necessarily in my order of preference. It's too hard to rank them. These are just my 10 favorite places to find metal music. And you'll notice they tend to be a bit bigger than the prog channel, so there's more metal fans out there than there are prog fans. I'm going to start with JC Rock and Metal Reviews, and I'll try to put all the links to the channels in the description as well. So he's in the 4-digit number of subscribers. He does album reviews, best album of the month videos, discography album rankings. He's ranked bands like Megadeth, and he even talks about some prog bands like Jethro Tull as well. So he kind of does metal and prog, but I lump them more into the metal category than the prog category for this video series. Next, I'll mention Pair of Jeans Reviews, also in the 4-digit number of subscribers. He hasn't posted in a few months, but he does album reviews, track list rankings. He shows his vinyl and CD collections as well, so kind of more on the vinyl community and collection type videos as well. Discography album rankings for bands like Meshuggah, Animals as Leaders, Iron Maiden, and more. And he does his obviously top albums of each year lists. Next, I'm going to talk about Discovery Metal Legion, and I'm going to combine it with the Jamie Horsley channel because this guy owns both channels. He has these two channels. The one named after him has more subscribers, but he hasn't posted on that one in a year. I think he did reaction videos back on that channel, but he moved away from doing reactions for his newer channel where he does more list-based videos and album reviews and discography rankings for bands like Iron Maiden, Dream Theater, and more. So I recommend you check both those channels out if you like his content. Next, I'll mention Forge Master Reviews. We're still in the 4-digit number of subscribers, but they're getting really close to that 10K mark, so they're almost flipping over into 5 digits, so help them out. Give them a subscribe. There's two guys here, and they do things like best metal albums of the month videos. They do album release radars, like things you should be looking forward to that are coming out soon. Discography album rankings. They occasionally do reaction videos too, and that probably helps the channel grow because I notice channels that do more reactions do get bigger. Next, I'll talk about the Metal Meltdown. He does album reviews, and he started doing interviews too, so that's really cool to see. He's kind of past that 10,000 subscriber mark where you can start to get some pretty big names on. I think he's interviewed Devin Townsend. I think he interviewed Rody Walker from Protest the Hero as well. I don't remember all the people he's interviewed, but great to see that he's getting some cool guests on to talk to. He does list-based videos and more. He likes to do some of these like rage bait type videos too, where he leaves very critical reviews of bands like Ozzy Osbourne and Five Finger Death Punch, and to get the fans mad and stuff like that. So those can be kind of funny to watch. Um, I try to focus more on music I like on my channel. Occasionally I'll mention a dud and I'll roast it a bit, but I do try to focus more on positive stuff rather than looking for rage bait. But maybe that's part of the reason why Metal Meltdown's got such a big channel, and his channel's big and mine isn't. Yeah, I enjoy watching his content as well. Next I want to mention Questy. He used to call the channel Quest for Metal, but now it's just called Questy. He does album reviews, discography, album rankings in the kind of tier list format. He does some meme and joke videos for fun as well, and he's a pretty funny guy. He's done some music history videos, a lot of top lists like top death metal, top black metal. He's ranked discographies from Iron Maiden, Opeth, and more. He's done a video on the big four of every metal genre, which is such a good idea that I'm tempted to make one of my own someday. He's done beginner's guides for genres like prog metal, funeral doom, and more. So check him out, Questy. 4 more to go. Next one I'll mention is called Free to Be Who I Be. And these guys, we're still in the 5-digit number of subscribers now. He does album reviews. He also does reaction videos. And maybe that's part of the reason why his channel is bigger than some of the other reviewers I talked about so far. He also does his year-end lists. I did notice his reaction videos are the ones that get the most views. Next I'm going to talk about Metal Trenches, and he does list videos, discography ranking videos for bands like Megadeth, Metallica, Slipknot, and more. Album reviews. He wears a mask in his videos. I used to wear my unicorn mask sometimes when I made my original music and cover music. So you could say maybe I kind of took inspiration from him on that, though I really was more inspired by bands like Ghost and Slipknot to do that, and I just kind of wanted to do a parody of that with like a cheap kid's birthday party unicorn cute version of it, just to make fun of all the creepy metal masks I see. So that's a bit of a tangent there on my use of a mask occasionally on the channel. 2 more channels to talk about here. Cover Killer Nation. He almost hit the 100,000 subs, not quite, but he hasn't posted a video in over a year. I think he's retired from YouTubing, but he was one of the first ones on this list to start way back when reviewing albums on YouTube wasn't as common. But he's done a lot of cool stuff, album reviews, list videos, really good stuff. And lastly, the biggest channel that I've talked about on my channel, the only one that I've talked about on my channel that has more than 100,000 subscribers, and they really crushed that number. They have 346,000 subscribers as of the time of this recording, is called Banger TV All Metal. They do album reviews, they talk about and hype up upcoming releases, and they do some list-based videos too. They have a whole staff and cast of characters on their channel, so it's really a group of people involved in making this, and it's almost like it's a TV channel that talks about metal. And that's it for my list today of my favorite YouTube channels for metal music discovery. Hopefully if you like finding new metal music to listen to, this list has been interesting, and give some of them a subscribe and find some new metal music. If my channel isn't giving you enough stuff to listen to already, you can find even more on these ones. And that's it. Maybe I'll make another one of these so I've done a prog one, I've done a metal one. I'm thinking maybe I'll do a rock, like kind of classic rock or other types of rock that aren't prog or metal version of this, because I have some channels I use to discover that type of music. Maybe I'll do a music theory tutorial lesson type channel, because I listen to some of those too. Yeah. let me know what kind of lists people are interested in seeing in the comments. And until next time, peace out.